Hey, Tankers. Welcome to another episode of Ace of Aces. Today, we are bringing you your Sunday Best, episode 22. So, guys, we've had some good videos over the last few weeks. One of these is something that I've been holding on to for a while. It's from Denny Pritchard, and that'll be the first video we start with. And he actually has two videos in this because he has the last one we'll watch as well. And one of them is a special entry because it's from me. Anyways, guys, so let's get into this. Here's Denny's first game. It is in the IS-8. Okay, so here Denny is on Ghost Factory. And he's going to be running into the factory, looks like, to look for some opponents and start scoring some damage. While he's doing that, let's go ahead and talk about the IS-8. So, development of the IS-8 started in 1959, or 49, sorry. And it was the direct predecessor from the IS-3, which is a tank that was made at the end of World War II, did not see service, but did go into production. Same as the IS-8. The IS-8 actually did go into production, and in production it was known as the T-10, a Russian tank. And it was actually a departure from the IS-3 line of thinking that of being like a massive super heavy tank. This was more of a designed to be a super medium than a super heavy. It was considered heavy, but it was more considered the design. They were trying to make it look more like a super heavy or a super medium than a super heavy. But it's got increased armor in the front over the IS-3, but on the back and sides, decreased armor than the IS-3. So there's your history update on this. Like I said, it did go into production. They said there's about 2,500 models that were made. The most numerous model being the T10M. Anyways, guys, let's get it back into this game with Denny. Denny has already got two kills and over 1,400 damage. He's working on more. He's using the excellent mobility of the IS-8 to get around and take targets out. He gets his third kill there on that other tank. Gets a nice engine shot right into him, and he's looking around. He's going to look for another kill, and he misses that guy. He gets around the corner on the WZ, but he is moving in that direction looking for it. So he's doing a very good job putting himself where he needs to be. He's taking some hits, but he is by no means having a bad game. He's having a good game. He's, like I said, he's using that maneuverability to put a really big, heavily armored tank around a battlefield and face people that aren't looking to face him. I think a lot of people aren't looking at the IS-8 as a strong tank because it's been around so long. But when you put that maneuverability and that big gun into play, you have a hard time not paying attention to it. And if you're not paying attention to it, then this is what's going to happen. Denny's going to whoop your ass. We got 2 tanks left. Denny's got 4 kills. Let's see if he can get 5. Get that Radley Walters. And here he's running towards that waffle tractor. Can he get there in time? Can he get there? He's got one more hill to get around. Here he comes. He's past the second train tracks. He's pushing down, and goodbye, waffle. Kill number 5. Excellent job. Denny's got a full team left, so he's over 3,000 damage. He's got to look for this last tank. And look at that. Kill number 6. A great job by Denny. He finishes with 6 kills, 3,139 damage. He makes 50,000 credits in that game. A great game at Tier 8. He gets a Top Gun. He gets the Pools Medal. Just a great game. Denny, sorry I made you wait to see this one, But that was a great game, and it was well worth waiting for. Guys, that was your first tank on the Sunday Best. Here's our photo of it. Like I said, great game, Denny. Really, really, really great game. So your second game is by me, Jamvis. And we're going to get right into that right now. Okay, so yes, it's the Conqueror. Guys, I've been trying to ace this damn tank forever. Oh my god. Actually got this on a birthday game a week ago. I got this ace. I was so happy to get this. I was just so excited. Finally got this ace in. Anyways, let's get a real quick talk. This is the FV214 Conqueror. This is a real tank. This was made by Great Britain. This was made at the end, just after World War II, and this was a direct response, I'm going to mention it again, to the Russian IS-3 tank that was made. The IS-3 was a Russian heavy tank that was made at the end of World War II, like I said, and when the Russians invaded it, which was at the parade in Berlin at the end of World War II, it shocked the hell out of the British and the Americans, and they both had to scramble to come up with tanks to compete against it. This was the British version of a tank to compete against it, and the British had already produced the I'm brain farting, the Centurion, which, as if you know anything about the Centurion line is the most successful line of tanks in the history of tank warfare. And so they wanted a bigger, heavier tank to put out with the Centurions to support them. So they came up with the Conqueror idea. The Conqueror had a 120 millimeter cannon, and that was easily able to compete against the IS-3s. And only 185 Conquerors were built, and they were deployed in groups of 3 and stationed with Centurion tank battalions, and they were considered a long-range tank support for the Centurions. Again, another production tank that's in the game, a really good one. I really enjoy this tank. It's such a lot of fun to play. I've got like 200 tanks. I don't play any of my tanks nearly enough. This is one that I love the play of. I love the design. I wish it had a legendary camo. Just a great fun tank to play. I really hope to get the Super Conqueror because that's another tank that, I just love this design. Anyways, so here I am on Falls Creek, sorry. And as you can see, I've been working at East 75. He's hiding behind that rock. I know he's there. I'm just waiting for him to spot up. That guy he's every time he spots up, I'm able to put a shot in him. I only need one more, and he's doing his best to be careful, but he's just, he put himself in a bad spot where he can't go forward, he can't go backward, because if he does, I'm going to hit him. He's just not had a good game. But pretty soon here, I'm going to send him back to the garage. But we're waiting for shots. I'm just being patient right here. I am waiting for that guy to spot up. I'm looking for other targets and just waiting for people to spot up. Here, that guy spots out again. I'm just waiting. Thankfully, on my right, you can kind of see him right there. I have a 60 TP. And here I'm going to put the kill shot in there to the E75 for my first kill shot. I'm looking around to make sure what we're doing. The 60 TP kills the tank, and now it's time to push. They've got 3 tanks left. 2 of them are TDs, which they're both Death Stars, and the T-57 that I've also been putting shots into. I'm pulling up. Here's that T-57. I'm just looking for him, and boom, there's a shot. I'm going to back up, reload. He's trying to not take a hit from that 60 TP. And here I go. I'm just going to put another shot. Boom. The gun bounces because it hit the wall, but the shot went where I needed it to. And there's my second kill, and I'm over 3,000 damage. Boom. There's my third kill. The first Death Star. We're going to get around the corner and work this other one. I get one shot off. I don't know where that went. I really, really don't know where that went. I'm disappointed in that one because that just, I don't know. When I hit that hill, it must have went up and over. So I put one shot into him. He gets a massive hit there from another 183, and he gets deleted. And that's the end of the game. And I finish with 3 kills, 3,764 damage. Like I said, it was a birthday game. I made 109,000 credits. I just had a really fun game, guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. And here, this is one of my favorite pictures I've ever found. Look at that. It's a Conqueror firing its gun. That's black. It's black and white, but that's badass. So here we are with Denny's second ace that we have on a Sunday best. And yes, Denny has an ace in the IS-7. This guy's is just a hell of a tank since a couple of updates ago where it got buffed and at the same time that it's got its HD armor. It is an absolutely gorgeous tank. It looks great. It looks badass. It's just amazing. And the buff it got, which I'm not sure what it got, but it turned it into a badass tank again. And this is just, you're seeing these in the professionals tournaments. We have the Twister coming up here in a couple of days. It's starting off. It's just a badass tank, dude. It's just a badass tank. And again, I've got too many damn tanks, and this is one I want to really get into playing again. And I will. It's just going to take some time because I have other things I'm working on. But let's get into the history while Denny gets himself set up to start whooping some ass. IS-3 tank is again a tank that was under development at the end of after World War II in the late 40s. It was meant to be it was when they were seeking a replacement. Again, I'm going to mention again, this should be called IS-3 Day because all the tanks here were meant to replace or combat against the IS-3, and this is the same thing. This was a design that was never went to production. There was six prototypes built, and they were all built when they were trying to figure out a replacement for the IS-7 or for IS-3. Now, unfortunately for this tank, it did not go into production, and not for reasons you think. Now, they actually went with the IS-8 as their production tank over the IS-7 model, because if you think about the Russians and their design philosophy, they like simple. At this time, they were like into simple, easy to put together, easy to produce, easy to repair tanks. They didn't care for complicated tanks. They didn't care for weapons or guns. Even their AK-47 was a really, like, a couple of pieces of metal stamped together, making an amazing weapon. That was, the best weapon ever, best gun ever produced in the world, still in production today, still in use today. Well, that's how their philosophy and all their military weapons were. Same way. The IS-7 didn't fit that bill. The IS-7, when it was designed, and its 6 variants or 6 prototypes were made, it was the most, by far, advanced tank in the world. It had so many bells and whistles on it, bells and whistles that later countries would be adding their tanks anyways. I'm not going to go into that. That's a deeper subject that can be talked about at a later time if we need to, but I'm just, needless to say, that's why they didn't choose this tank as its production model, because it was too complicated. Had this gone into production, this might have been their mainstay tank for for a long time, because this was just a badass, super heavy tank. Anyways, let's get back into this game with Denny. He's already got 3 kills. He's at 2,700 damage. He's behind the last tank in the game here. He is going to pull back here and just kind of hold on to that base a little bit. And he's waiting for his reload as he puts another shot into that heavy. And he's going to have to run him down. That guy's on the run. And we're going to watch Denny chase him down. The guy takes out one of Denny's people and gets killed by somebody else. Oh, I got the hiccup. Sorry. Anyways, not a long game there from Denny, but a really damn good one. He puts up 3,783 damage. He makes 16,000 credits in his mastery. Over 1,400 experience points. A really, really good game. Denny, that was a great game. Pleasure to watch. Love the IS-7. Happy to see you get an ace in it. Hey guys, as always, thanks for watching. Until next time, good luck and good hunting.